welcome to Torah Truth for Us with Linda. The Scroll of the Prophet Hosea. The word of Yehovah, which came to Hosea the son of Beeri during the days of Hosea, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, kings of Yehudah, and during the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel. When Yehovah first spoke through Hosea, Yehovah said to Hosea, "Go, take to yourself a wife of harlotry and children of harlotry, for the land commits flagrant harlotry, forsaking Yehovah." So he went, and he took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. And Yehovah said to him, "Name him Yezreel, for yet a little while, and I will punish the house of Jehu for the bloodshed of Yisrael, and I will put an end to the kingdom of the house of Israel. And it will come about on that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Yezreel." Then she conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. And Yehovah said to him, "Name her Lo Ruhamah, for I will no longer have compassion on the house of Israel, that I should ever forgive them. But I will have mercy on the house of Yehudah and deliver them by Yehovah their Elohim, and will not deliver them by bow, sword, battle, horses, or horsemen." When she had weaned Lo Ruhamah, she conceived and gave birth to a son, and said, "Name him Lo Ami, for you are not my people, and I am not your El." Yet the number of the sons of Israel will be like the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. And it will come about that in the place where it is said to them, "You are not my people," it will be said to them, "You are the sons of the living El." And the sons of Yehudah and the sons of Israel will be gathered together, and they will appoint for themselves one leader, and they will go up from the land, for great will be the day of Yisrael. Chapter 2. Say to your brothers, Amin, my people, and to your sisters, Ruhamah, mercy. Contend with your mother, contend, for she is not my wife, and I am not her husband. And let her put away her harlotry from her face, and her adultery from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked and expose her as on the day she was born. I will also make her like a wilderness, make her like desert land, and slay her with thirst. Also, I will have no compassion on her children, because they are children of harlotry. For their mother has played the harlot. She who conceived them has acted shamefully. For she said, "I will go after my lovers, who give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink." Therefore, behold, I will hedge up her way with thorns, and I will build a wall against her, so that she cannot find her paths. And she will pursue her lovers, but she will not overtake them, and she will seek them, but will not find. Then she will say, "I will go back to my first husband, for it was better for me then than now." For she does not know that it was I who gave her the grain, the new wine, and the oil, and lavished on her silver and gold, which they made into the Baal. Therefore I will take back my grain at its time, and my new wine in its season. I will also take away my wool and my flax to cover her nakedness, and then I will uncover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and no one will rescue her out of my hand. I will cause to cease all her rejoicing, her pilgrim feasts, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her appointed feasts. And I will destroy her vines and fig trees, of which she said, These are my wages, which my lovers have given me. And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field will devour them. And I will punish her for the days of the Baals, when she used to burn incense sacrifices to them, and adorn herself with her nose rings and jewelry, and follow her lovers, so that she forgot me, declares Yehovah. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, bring her into the wilderness, and speak upon her heart. Then I will give her her vineyards from there, and the valley of Achor, as a door of hope. And she will give answer there as in the days of her youth, as in the day when she came up from the land of Egypt. And it will come about in that day, declares Jehovah, that you will call me Ishi, and will no longer call me Baali. And I will remove the names of the Baals from her mouth, so that they will be remembered by their names no more. In that day I will also make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, the birds of the sky, and the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow, the sword, and war from the land, and will make them lie down in safety. And I will betroth you to me forever. Yes, I will betroth you to me in righteousness and in justice, in loving kindness and in mercy. And I will betroth you to me in faithfulness. Then you will know Yehovah. And it will come about in that day that I will respond, declares Yehovah. I will respond to the heavens, and they will respond to the earth. And the earth will respond to the grain, to the new wine, and to the oil. And they will respond to Yisrael. And I will sow her for myself in the land. I will also have mercy on her who had not obtained mercy. And I will say to those who were not my people, Lo Ami, you are my people. And they will say, You are my El, Ata Elohai. Chapter 3. And Yehovah said to me, Go again, love a woman, loved by a lover, yet an adulteress, even as Yehovah loves the sons of Israel, though they turn to other gods and love raisin cakes. So I bought her for myself for 15 of silver, 1 of barley, and 1/2 homers of barley. And I said to her, You shall stay with me for many days. You shall not play the harlot, nor shall you have a man. So I will also be toward you. For the sons of Israel will remain for many days without king or prince, without sacrifice or pillar, and without ephod or teraphim. Afterward the sons of Israel will return and see Yehovah, their Elohim, and David, their king. And they will come trembling to Yehovah and to his goodness in the last days. Chapter 4. Listen to the word of Yehovah, O sons of Israel, for Yehovah has a case against the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, or loyalty, or knowledge of Elohim in the land, swearing and lying, killing, stealing, and adultery. They employ violence so that bloodshed touches bloodshed. Therefore the land mourns, and everyone who lives in it languishes, along with the beasts of the field and the birds of the sky, and also the fish of the sea disappear. Yet let no one contend fault, and let none offer reproof. For your people are like those who contend with the priest. So you will stumble by day, and the prophet also will stumble with you by night. And I will destroy your mother, My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge. I also will reject you from being my priest. Since you have forgotten the Torah of your Elohim, I also will forget your children. The more they multiplied, the more they sinned against me. I will change their glory into shame. They feed on the sin offering of my people and direct their desire toward their iniquity. And it will be, like people, like priests. So I will punish them for their ways and repay them for their deeds. And they will eat, but not have enough. They will play the harlot, but not increase, because they have forsaken giving heed to Yehovah. Harlotry, wine, and new wine take away the heart. My people asks counsel of their wooden idol, and their wand informs them. For a spirit of harlotry has led them astray, and they have played the harlot from under their Elohim. They offer sacrifices on the tops of their mountains, and burn incense on the hills, under oak, poplar, and terebinth, because their shade is pleasant. Therefore your daughters play the harlot, and your bride, she commits adultery. I will not punish your daughters when they play the harlot, or brides when they commit adultery. For the men themselves go apart with harlots and offer sacrifices with temple prostitutes. So the people without understanding are thrust down. Though you, Israel, play the harlot, do not let Yehudah become guilty. Also do not go to Gilgal or go up to Beth Aven, nor swear an oath, as Yehovah lives. For like a stubborn calf, Israel is stubborn. Can Yehovah now pasture them like a lamb in open country? Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. Their liquor gone, they play the harlot continually. Her rulers dishonor, love shame. The wind wraps them in its wings, and they will be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Chapter 5. Hear this, O priests. Give heed, O house of Israel. Listen, O house of the king. Give ear, for yours is the judgment. For you have been a snare at Mizpah, and a net spread out on Tabor. And the revolters have waded deep in slaughter, but I will chastise all of them. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hidden from me. For now, O Ephraim, you have played the harlot. Israel has defiled itself. Their deeds will not allow them to return to Elohim. For a spirit of harlotry is within them, and they do not know Yehovah. Moreover, the pride of Israel testifies against him, and Israel and Ephraim stumble in their iniquity. Yehudah has also stumbled with them. They will go with their flocks and herds to seek Yehovah, but they will not find. He has withdrawn from them. They have dealt treacherously against Yehovah, for they have borne strange children. And now the new moon will devour them with their portions. Blow the horn in Gibeah, the trumpet in Ramah. Sound an alarm in Bet Aven. Behind you, Benjamin. Ephraim will become a desolation in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel, I declare what is sure. The princes of Yehudah have become like those who move a boundary. On them I will pour out my wrath like water. Ephraim is oppressed, broken in judgment, because he willingly walked by precept. Therefore I am like a moth to Ephraim, and like rottenness to the house of Yehudah. When Ephraim saw his sickness, and Yehudah his ulcer, then Ephraim went to Assyria, and sent to the avenging king Yareb. But he is unable to heal you, or to cure you of your wound. For I will be like a lion to Ephraim, and like a young lion to the house of Yehudah. I, even I, will tear to pieces and go away. I will carry away, and there will be none to deliver. I will go away, return to my place, until they bear their punishment and seek my face. In their affliction, they earnestly seek me. Chapter 6. Come, let us return to Yehovah. For he has torn, but he will heal us. He has struck, but he will bandage us. He will revive us after 2 days. He will raise us up on the 3rd day, that we may live before him. So let us know, let us press on to know Yehovah. His going forth is as certain as the dawn, and he will come to us like the rain, like the spring rain watering the earth. What shall I do with you, O Ephraim? What shall I do with you, O Yehudah? For your loving kindness is like a morning cloud, and like the dew which goes away early. Therefore I have hewn in pieces by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and the judgments on you are the light that goes forth. For I desire mercy rather than sacrifice, and in the knowledge of Elohim rather than burnt offerings. But they, like men, transgressed the covenant. There they dealt treacherously with me. Gilead, a city of evildoers, defiled with blood. And as raiders wait for a man, so the company of priests murder on the way to Shechem. Surely they commit lewdness. In the house of Israel I have seen a horrible thing, horrible thing. Ephraim's harlotry is there. Israel has defiled itself. Also, O Yehudah, there is a harvest appointed for you when I restore the fortunes of my people. Chapter 7. When I would heal Israel, the iniquity of Ephraim is uncovered, and the evil deeds of Samaria, for they deal falsely. The thief enters in, bandits raid outside, and they do not say to their heart that I remember all their wickedness. Now their deeds are all around them. They are before my face. With their wickedness they make the king glad, and the princes with their lies. They are all adulterers, like an oven heated by the baker, who ceases to stir up the fire from the kneading of the dough until it is leavened. On the day of our king, the princes became sick with the heat of wine. He stretched out his hand with scoffers. For they prepare their heart like an oven as they lie in wait all night while the baker sleeps. In the morning it burns like a flaming fire. All of them are hot like an oven, and they consume their rulers. All their kings have fallen. None of them call on me. Ephraim mixes himself with the nations. Ephraim has become a cake not turned. Strangers devour his strength, yet he does not know. Gray hairs also are sprinkled on him, yet he does not know. Though the pride of Israel testifies against him, yet they have neither returned to Yehovah their Elohim, nor have they sought him for all this. So Ephraim has become like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. Wherever they go, I will spread my net over them. I will bring them down like the birds of the sky. I will chastise them in accordance with the proclamation to their congregation. Woe to them, for they have strayed from me. Destruction is theirs, for they have rebelled against me. I would redeem them, but they speak lies against me. And they do not cry out to me from their heart when they wail on their beds. For the sake of grain and new wine they assemble themselves. They turn away from me. Although I trained, strengthened their arms, yet they devise evil against me. They return not to the Most High. They are like a deceitful bow. Their princes will fall by the sword because of the indignation of their tongue. This Their derision is in the land of Egypt. Chapter 8. Set the trumpet to your mouth, like an eagle against the house of Jehovah, because they have transgressed my covenant and rebelled against my Torah. Israel will cry to me, my Elohim, we of Israel know you. Israel has rejected the good. The enemy will pursue him. They have set up kings, but not by me. They have appointed princes, but I did not know. With their silver and gold they have made idols for themselves, that they might be cut off. Your calf has rejected you, O Samaria, saying, my anger burns against them. How long will they be incapable of innocence? For from Israel is even this. A craftsman made it, so it is not Elohim. Surely the calf of the Samaria will be broken to splinters, for they sow the wind, and they reap the whirlwind. Their standing grain has no growth, it yields no meal. Should it yield, strangers would swallow it up. Israel is swallowed up. They are now among the nations, like a vessel in which no one delights. For they have gone up to Assyria, a wild donkey, all alone. Ephraim has hired loves, even though they hire among the nations. Now I will gather them up, and they will begin to suffer for a while because of the burden of the kings of princes. Since Ephraim has multiplied altars for sin, they have become altars of sinning for him. Though I wrote for him 10,000 of my Torah, they are regarded as a strange thing. As for my sacrificial gifts, they sacrifice the flesh and eat. Jehovah has taken no delight in them. Now he will remember their iniquity and punish for their sins. They will return to Egypt. For Israel has forgotten his maker and built palaces, and Yehudah has multiplied fortified cities. But I will send a fire on its cities, that it may consume its palatial dwellings. Chapter 9. Do not rejoice, O Israel, with joy like other peoples, for you have played the harlot against your Elohim. You have loved earnings on every threshing floor. Threshing floor and wine press will not feed them, and the new wine will fail her. They will not remain in the land of Jehovah, but Ephraim will return to Egypt, and in Assyria they will eat unclean. They will not pour out libations of wine to Jehovah. Their sacrifices will not please him. Like the bread of mourners, all who eat of it will be defiled, for their bread will be for their appetite. It will not enter the house of Jehovah. What will you do in the appointed day, and on the day of the feast of Jehovah? For behold, they will go because of destruction. Egypt will gather them up. Memphis will bury them. Weeds will take over their treasures of silver, thorns in their tents. Come in. The days of punishment have come in. The days of the recompense knows Israel a fool, the prophet to be mad, the man of the spirit, because of the abundance of your iniquity, and the hostility is great. The watchman of Ephraim is with my Elohim, but the prophet, a bait layer, a snare in all his ways, enmity in the house of his Elohim. They deeply corrupted as in the days of Gibeah. He will remember their iniquity. He will number their sins. I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your forefathers as the earliest fruit on the fig tree in its first. They came to Baal Peor, and devoted themselves to Baal, and they became as detestable as that which they loved. As for Ephraim, their glory will fly away like a bird. No birth, no pregnancy, and no conception. Though they bring up their children, yet I will bereave them without a man. Yes, woe to them indeed when I depart from them. Ephraim, as I have seen, is planted in a pleasant meadow like Tyre, but Ephraim will bring out his children for slaughter. Give them, O Yehovah, what will you give? Give them a miscarrying womb and dry breasts. All their evil is a Gilgal. Indeed, I came to hate them there. Because of the wickedness of their deeds, I will drive them out of my house. I will love them no more. All their princes are rebels. Ephraim is stricken, their root is dried up. No, no fruit shall they bear. Even though they bear children, I will slay the precious ones of their womb. My El will cast them away because they have not listened to him, and they will be wanderers among the nations. Chapter 10. Israel is an empty vine. He brings forth fruit for himself. According to the abundance of his fruit, he has increased his altars. According to the bounty of his land, they have embellished sacred pillars. Now their heart is divided. They are held guilty. He will break down their altars. He will ruin their sacred pillars. Surely now, they will say, we have no king, for we do not fear Yehovah. As for the king, what can he do for us? They speak words. With worthless oaths they make covenants, and judgment sprouts like poisonous weeds in the furrows of the field. The inhabitants of Samaria will fear for the calves of Beth Aven. Indeed, its people will mourn for it, and its idolatrous priests used to rejoice over its glory, since it has now departed from it. The thing itself will be carried to Assyria as tribute to King Yareb. Ephraim will be seized with shame, and Israel will receive shame of its own counsel. Samaria will cut off her king like a stick on the surface of the water. Also, the high places of Aven, the sin of Israel, will be destroyed. Thorn and thistle will grow on their altars. Then they will say to the mountains, cover us, and to the hills, fall on us. From the days of Gibeah, you have sinned, O Israel. There they stand. Will not the battle against the sons of iniquity overtake them in Gibeah? When it is my desire, I will bind them, and the peoples will be gathered against them when they are bound for their double guilt. And Ephraim is a trained heifer that loves to thresh, but I will cover over her fair neck. I will harness Ephraim. Yehudah will plow. Jacob will harrow for himself. Sow with a view to righteousness. Reap in accordance with kindness. Break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek Yehovah until he comes to rain righteousness on you. You have plowed wickedness. You have reaped injustice. You have eaten the fruit of lies because you have trusted in your way, in your numerous warriors. Therefore, a tumult will arise among your people, and all your fortresses will be destroyed as Shalman destroyed Bet Arbel on the day of the battle. Mothers were dashed in pieces with children. Thus it will be done to you at Bethel, because of your great wickedness. At dawn, the king of Israel will be completely cut off. Chapter 11. When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. The more they called them, the more they went after them. They kept sacrificing to the Baals and burning incense to idols. Yet it is I who taught Ephraim to walk. I took him in my arms, but they did not know that I healed them. I led them with cords of a man, with bonds of love, and I became to them as one who lifts the yoke from their jaws, and I bent down and fed them. They will not return to the land of Egypt, but Assyria, he will be his king, because they refuse to return to me. And the sword will whirl against their cities, and will demolish his gate bars and consume because of their counsel. And my people are bent on turning from me. Though to the Most High they call, none exalt him. How can I give you up, O Ephraim? How can I surrender you, O Israel? How can I give you like Admah? How can I treat you like Zeboim? My heart is turned over within me. All my compassions are kindled. I will not execute my fierce anger. I will not destroy Ephraim again. For I am Elohim, and not man, the Holy One in your midst, and I will not come in wrath. They will walk after Yehovah. He will roar like a lion. Indeed, he will roar, and his sons will come trembling from the west. They will come trembling like birds from Egypt, and like doves from the land of Assyria. And I will settle them in their houses, declares Yehovah. Chapter 12. Ephraim feeds on wind and pursues the east wind continually. He multiplies lies and violence. Moreover, they make a covenant with Assyria, and oil is carried to Egypt. Yehovah also has a dispute with Yehudah, and will punish Jacob according to his deeds. In the womb he took his brother by the heel, and in his maturity he contended with Elohim. Yes, he wrestled with the angel and prevailed. He wept and sought his favor. He found him at Bethel, and there he spoke with us. Even Yehovah, the Eloi of hosts, Yehovah is his memorial. Therefore return to your Elohim. Observe kindness and justice, and wait for your Elohim continually. A Canaanite, in whose hands are false balances, he loves to oppress. And Ephraim said, surely I have become rich, I have found wealth for myself. In all my labors they will find in me no iniquity, which is sin. But I, Yehovah your Elohim, since the land of Egypt, I will make you live in tents again, as in the days of the appointed festival. I have also spoken to the prophets, and I gave numerous visions, and through the prophets I gave parables. Is there iniquity in Gilead? Surely they are worthless. In Gilgal they sacrifice bulls. Yes, their altars are like the stone heaps beside the furrows of the field. Now Jacob fled to the field of Aram, and Israel worked for a wife, and a wife he kept. But by a prophet Yehovah brought Israel from Egypt, and by a prophet he was kept. Ephraim has provoked to bitter anger, so his master will leave his blood guilt on him and bring back his reproach to him. Chapter 13. When Ephraim spoke with trembling, he exalted himself in Israel. But through Baal he became guilty and died. And now they sin more and more, and make for themselves molten images, idols skillfully made from their silver, all of them the work of craftsmen. They say of them, let the men who sacrifice kiss the calves. Therefore they will be like the morning cloud, and like dew, which goes away early, like chaff, which is blown away from the threshing floor, and like smoke from a chimney. And yet I am Yehovah your Elohim since the land of Egypt. You shall know no Elohim but me, for there is no Savior besides me. I knew you in the wilderness, in the land of drought. As their pasture, they became satisfied, and being satisfied, their heart became proud. Therefore they forgot me. So I will be like a lion to them. Like a leopard, I will watch in wait by the wayside. I will encounter them like a bear robbed of her cubs. And I will tear open the enclosure of their heart. There I will also devour them like a lioness, as a wild beast would tear them. You are destroyed, O Israel, but from me is your help. Where now is your king, that he may save you in all your cities, and your judges, of whom you requested, give me a king and princes. I gave you a king in my anger, and took him away in my wrath. The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up. His sin is stored up. The pains of childbirth come upon him. He is not a wise son, for it is not the time that he should delay at the opening of the womb. I will ransom them from the hand of Sheol. I will redeem them from death. O death, where are your thorns? O Sheol, where is your sting? Compassion will be hidden from my sight. Though he flourishes among brothers, an east wind will come. The wind of Yehovah coming up from the wilderness, and his fountain will become dry, and his spring will be dried up. It will plunder his treasury of every precious article. Samaria will be held guilty, for she has rebelled against her Elohim. They will fall by the sword. Their little ones will be dashed in pieces, and their pregnant women will be ripped open. Chapter 14. Return, O Israel, to Yehovah your Elohim, for you have stumbled because of your iniquity. Take words with you and return to Yehovah. Say to him, take away all iniquity and receive graciously, that we may present the fruit of our lips. Assyria will not save us. We will not ride on horses, nor will we say again, you are our gods, to the work of our hands. For in you the orphan finds mercy. I will heal their apostasy. I will love them freely, for my anger has turned away from them. I will be like the dew to Israel. He will blossom like the lily, and he will strike his roots like Lebanon. His shoots will go, and his splendor will be like the olive tree, and his fragrance like Lebanon. Those who live in his shadow will again return. They will raise grain. O Ephraim, what more have I to do with idols? It is I who answer and look after him. I am like a luxuriant cypress. From me comes your fruit. Whoever is wise, let him understand these things. Whoever is discerning, let him know them. For the ways of Yehovah are right, and the righteous will walk in them, but transgressors will stumble in them. May Yehovah bless you and keep you. May Yehovah cause his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. May Yehovah bless you and keep you. May Yehovah lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. Yivrecha Yehovah v'yishmerecha, Yair Yehovah panav elecha v'yihunecha, Yisa Yehovah panav elecha v'yasim lecha, Shalom.